This video will teach you how to count significant figures. Significant figures, or sig figs, are used when reporting scientific data and are used to denote how precise a measurement is. Basically, the more sig figs, the more precise the measuring instrument will be. Now, in order to figure out how many sig figs are in a measurement, we use the Atlantic-Pacific method. And all you need to know for the Atlantic-Pacific method is that the Atlantic Ocean is on the right-hand side of the United States, and that the Pacific Ocean is on the left-hand side of the United States. The first step in the Atlantic-Pacific method is determining if the decimal place is present or absent. Now, in this first example, the decimal point is present. You can see it right here in between the two zeros. In the second example, the decimal place is absent. Even though we know it should be here after this zero, you don't physically see it, so we say that it's absent. If the decimal place is present, we're going to start from the Pacific, or the left-hand side of the number. We're going to move over from the left to the right until we see our first whole number. In this case, the first whole number is 3. When we're counting sig figs, the first whole number and every single thing after it is going to be significant. So 3 is significant and 5 is significant. In this example, we have 2 sig figs. If the decimal place is absent, we're going to start from the Atlantic side, or the right-hand side of the number. So we're going to move over until we see our first whole number, which is 5. That and every single thing after it is going to be significant. So our first whole number 5 is significant, and then that 1 is significant as well. In this example, there is also 2 sig figs. Okay, let's try some examples. I have the number 12.05. First thing I want to ask myself is the decimal point present or absent? In this case, my decimal point is present. I can see it right here. Since it's present, I'm going to start from the Pacific, or the left-hand side of my number. And I'm going to move over until I see my first whole number. My first whole number is 1. That and everything after it is significant. So the 1, the 2, the 0, and the 5 are all significant. In this example, I have 4 sig figs. Now I have the number 900. First thing you want to ask yourself is the decimal point present or absent? In this example, my decimal point is absent. It should be here after that second 0, but it's not. I don't see it, so it's absent. So in this case, I want to start from the Atlantic, or the right-hand side of the number. I'm going to move over until I see my first whole number, which is 9. That and everything after it is significant. So in this example, I only have 1 significant figure. In this example, I have the same number, 900, but if you look, I actually have a decimal point here. So I asked myself the first question, is the decimal point present or absent? In this case, the decimal point is present, so I'm going to start from the Pacific, or the left-hand side of the number. I'm going to move over until I see my first whole number, which is 9. That and everything after it is significant. So although it's the exact same number, since there's a decimal point, I have 3 sig figs.